the after night party. Obviously, it would be it's a vanilla bar. It used to be 231, right at the corner of Congo Town in Oro Junction there. And the ticket is also 20 United States dollars. So if you want to see those Nigerian stars, I mean, live following the what was the edition? The ninth edition of the Viva la Nigeria Summer that's occurring from around, you can just pass and pick up your ticket and go and attend the event. But I witnessed the arrival on the last night. It was colorful. 5 past 9 is the correct time where there's no domestic football anywhere across Europe and probably around the world you may like. But we have international football and we have teams playing in the World Cup qualifiers, African Cup of Nations qualifiers, in fact, various continental championship qualifiers, around the world. And we'll look at that. Yeah, in Liberia, there was a big game on the 13th of November. Liberia winning for the first time in 5 years, or more than 5 years, at their Skedi, winning at home against Togo. A late penalty from Moses Ngari, who was someone on from the bench in the 83rd minute, gave Liberia their first victory, senior victory on home soil for more than 5 years. That was after they beat Chad by a goal to nil years back in October 2019 or so. Liberia got their first win on home soil at the senior level. By beating Togo by a single goal to nil. Congratulations to the ball. Thomas Kojol remained undefeated, 3 competitive matches, 2 wins in his last 2 outings, including a draw against Sierra Leone Chang team, a one or draw. So let's say congratulations to the guy. The team is currently in Algeria to take on Algeria. I mean, those 2 fixtures were rubber stamp fixtures. They have no significant bearing on the team qualification to the African Cup of Nations in Morocco next year, but it was better to win because that was going to set the tone and for a better ranking with respect to the FIFA Coca-Cola monthly stuff. So kudos to the guys. They play Algeria on Sunday. That's on the 17th, according to this 16. They play Algeria on Sunday, on the 17th. I want to be correct. Let me be sure that today is the 16th. Yeah. So they play Algeria on tomorrow, on Sunday, on the 17th. I think it's been 1 p.m. game or so. Oscar Murphy Dolly has pulled out of the squad. He's been replaced by Abdoulaye Bility, who plays his club football on local soil for Heaven 11, who are current joint leaders at the top of the first division league, where they're doing a magnificent job having 11 new coach Theophila Jiko, who's already been tempted with a move to Lisca. I mean, have been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So in this presentation of Sports Extra, we look at local football as well. We'll preview fixtures for you today because there's full match day of second division fixtures. Still, there's one team undefeated, Downtown FC. They are doing incredibly well. We hear from their star player, George Weah, who came off the bench to score a crucial second in the 2-0 win against CC United in this hour of the program. So around all the second division fixtures of as Downtown take on Ghana Valley FC today at 4 p.m. I will be there live. Okay. And we will play on the matches from the what you call the Orange Cup. We'll hear that interview from Kupo Sana. Kupo Sana did give an interview to Fatoumata Bari, a freelancer, formerly of Prime FM, that come what may what come, he's going to win the domestic league. The comment had come following Leska slow start to the league season. Not Leska, but Watanga. The champions played 5 games. In the opening 5, they got 2 points from a possible 15, meaning 3 defeats and 2 draw, which is an embarrassing or was an embarrassing situation. So in the Orange Cup, they won, and following that win, he gave an interview. Okay, many people had described the interview as a bizarre one, in which he said, "Kamwame, if Watanga don't win the league, he might change his name from Kupasana to one." But he's so adamant and so, to I use the word arrogant, that Watanga will win the league despite a very slow start. He's been criticized by other quarters, okay, of the media. I will talk to Webster Cassell on this subject matter a little later on in the program. We'll preview and review some of the international matches for you. I know Cristiano Ronaldo scored a wonderful overhead kick on last night. Okay, this is Portugal's well involved in action. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the fixtures that are coming up. And Manchester United new man, Ruben Amorim, taking over the club from Ruud van Nistelrooy, who had a pretty good, fantastic full game in charge. Amorim took over on the 11th of November. His first fixture is in Ipswich Town. We'll talk about him. And we'll talk a lot more about the international fixtures that are ongoing in the European League. My name is Ben Stiller, if you can.
Are you ready to take the challenge of Max 10? Predict the correct scores for the top 10 weekend fixtures and win big. It's easy. It's free. Just log in at www.bettomax.com and you are ready to play. Get your predictions in for a chance at the grand prize of 25,000 United States dollars. But it doesn't stop there. Climb the leaderboard by scoring points and finishing the top 20 predictions of the month to grab even more cash rewards. Max 10, predict, score, and win. But remember, terms and conditions apply. Hello, do you have what it takes to predict the correct score of the top 10 weekend fixture? Moreover, introducing some Max 10 where your prediction will win you big head over money. Play for Pio and predict the correct score as a www.bettomax.com. Get logged in and you in a game for a chance to win the top cap prize or some 5 million down. Hey, we got, but now score points and rank in the top 20 prediction of the month to earn even more cash reward. Don't miss it. Max 10, your prediction, your cash. But remember, terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to the show. We're talking about on yesterday, last night, Portugal were playing on home soil in the Europe Nation League. They won by 5 goals to 1 against Poland. But the headline was a an 87 minute overhead kick from Cristiano Ronaldo. 3 minutes from time. In the game which Portugal started scoring late to win by 5 goals to 0. Ronaldo scored twice, including a penalty in the 72nd minute to double the air advantage. Poland tried to claw their way back in the game, but they found themselves 4-0 down in around 83 minutes. Then 5-0 Ronaldo overhead kick because Max shot the pull one by 2 minutes from time. 5-1 the final score. What that result means is the Portugal stay undefeated in the top of the group, 13 points from a possible 15. Croatia, nonetheless, are in second, 7 points, 6 points adrift. The group leaders uh, in the same group, even though Croatia lost to Scotland by a single goal to nil. But we must mention that they were reduced to 10 men just on the stroke of halftime. Okay, and Scotland scoring the winner thanks to John McCain 4 minutes from the end of the final whistle. That result gives Scotland a left line as they still bottom but on 4 points on the 3 points adrift Croatia. As we're in group two, now those results were results in group one. In group two, uh, I think Italy and France they play. First, they finished Belgium near Italy won. That was in Group Two in the Nation League. Tonali scoring for Italy in that one. So early on in the game, in the 10th minute, condemning Belgium yet to another defeat, and surprisingly, Israel held France to a nil-nil draw. Okay, on the same Thursday. Some of the results to confirm for you: England will 8 players missing, 3 injury report, 3 pass. Greece without reply. Widow Watkins was on the score sheet as well, and there was a debut goal for Vlad Shodiman. Okay. That's Jones, 7 minutes from time, and it was one own goal. So England winning by three goals to nil in Greece to stay on top after 5 matches, 12 points, the level with Greece, who also have 12, but the superior goal difference keeps England in top. In the same group, Ireland beat Finland by a single goal to nil. In the Europa Nations League Group B, that's League B, Group 3, it finished Kazakhstan nil, Austria 2, Slovenia 1, Norway 4. Talk about Norway. You always want to check whether Erling Haaland was in top of his game. Obviously, he strode just on the stroke of halftime as Norway beat Slovenia by 4 goals to nil away from home. In League C, in Group 4 of the UEFA Nations League, Armenia nil, Faroe Islands 1, North Macedonia 1, Latvia nil. In the coming ball qualification there in South America for the 2026 World Cup, it finished Venezuela 1, Brazil 1. Brazil couldn't break down 10 men Venezuela. In fact, Rafinha goal on the stroke of halftime was equalized soon after, but Telasco Segovia. Okay, and then Vinicius Junior had a penalty miss right after the hour mark. It was a tense game in Venezuela, but the host held on to a 1-0 draw to give himself a lifeline as they stay in contention for the qualification to the 2026 World Cup. Currently, they are occupying the playoff position in 7th, 12 points from a possible 33. Talking about the South American qualifier, Argentina and this part taking the lead through Lautaro Martinez. Just almost after kickoff on the 11 minute, lost away from home against Paraguay. San Andrea in the first half, Aderiti just after the start of the second half, giving Paraguay the home side a 2-1 victory over Argentina and Lionel Messi. So it means that Argentina are beating Paraguay still in 6 on 16. They are 6 points off the pace setters, Argentina, who tasted defeat. In the African Cup of Nations qualifier on Thursday, Madagascar 2, Tunisia 3, full-time result in that one. Tunisia still on top of the group, 10 points, okay, from a possible 15. Madagascar stay rock bottom on 2 points, but that was a crazy looking game. I mean, 5-goal trader. In Group B, Lesotho won Central African Republic, nil. Found the score there. Lesotho, by the way, at third, still have a chance of progressing to the next stage of the competition. Morocco lead this group with a 100% record, having qualified already, 15 from the possible 15. Gabon in second on 7 points. Libya, having been sanctioned following the bizarre situation in Tripoli involving the arrival of the Nigerian team when they're playing, would send miles away from the usual landing area. They're back to winning ways. Libya winning away from home in Rwanda by a single goal to nil. The goal has come right at the death of the founder, whistle Fahed Mesmeri, with the goal 6 minutes from time of result, which meant that Libya are on 4 points after 5 round of matches. Nigeria, though, stay on top of that group after they were held 1-1 in Benin. Tijani had either given the home side the lead before Victor Osimhen, 9 minutes from time, equalizing for the Nigerian to stay on top of Group D in the African Cup of Nations qualifier. They're going on 11 points. That draw ensured qualification for Nigeria. Benin stay in second on 7 points. Benin have got to travel to Libya, who still do have a chance of progressing, and Nigeria will host Rwanda, okay, where they will play Lagos or whatsoever. So, still African Cup of Nations result in Group E. I've already spoken about Liberia, 1-0 win over Togo. Mo Sangari with the goal from the penalty spot in the 83rd minute. A penalty that was engineered by substitute Yuma. Okay, and Mors Sangari calmly converted, if you like, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. In that same group, Equatorial Guinea held Algeria to a near draw. For the first time, Algeria dropped points in the group. They've qualified nonetheless, but lost their 100% record. They now have 13 points from a possible 15. Equatorial Guinea stay in second, and had one qualification because Liberia have done them favor by beating Togo. So they stay 5 points adrift, 4 points better than Liberia, who are currently Inter on 4 points. So Equatorial Guinea, the other team to qualify to the Nations Cup in Group E ahead of the last round of fixtures. Elsewhere, Niger puts 4 past Sudan with other reply in Group F. That result means that Niger do have a slim chance of qualifying. They are currently third in the group, 4 points. Okay, and then Angola qualified earlier. Sudan are in second on 7 points. Uncharacteristically, Ghana are at the bottom of that group, 3 points from a possible 15. You wouldn't believe, but Ghana rock bottom. In Group K, results are confirmed for you. South Sudan 3, Congo nil. What that result meant is that um, South Sudan winning, but it's still bottom. South Africa still on top of the group after 5 round of matches on 11 points, and alongside Uganda. So both of the teams will meet in the last match. Do they meet the last match? So, but they almost level on points because South Africa have got 11 and Uganda on 10, but both of them have already qualified. Burundi nil, Malawi nil. Burkina Faso nil, Senegal 1. Big result for Senegal. Diarra with the goal in the 83rd minute away from home for the African champions as they stay unbeaten and on top of their group on 13 points. 3 points from Adrift, 3 points from Burkina Faso. So having said that, let's confirm some of the fixtures that are coming up today. Today is Saturday. You have the UEFA Nations League. In League A, Group 3, Germany versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. Germany undefeated. Netherlands versus Hungary is another fixture in this group. Elsewhere, Georgia versus Ukraine, Albania versus Czechoslovakia. In Group B, UEFA Nations League, Montenegro versus Iceland, Turkey, and Wales. In Group C, Azerbaijan will host Estonia, and Sweden also will welcome Slovakia. So we can now look at the odds for the games just discussed with you. If you just tune in, this is Sports Extra. Is live from Truth 96.1, also relayed on Pram 105.5. My name is Ben Gakba. Well, let's look at some of the odds for you. I mean, pretty much juicy as always. I mean, take your own time, bet very, very responsibly. Okay. In the EuroLeague, Germany 1.07 to win Bosnia's 26.0, draw is 10.0. The Netherlands versus Hungary is 7.45 on today, 1.35. The Netherlands to win, Hungary 7.90, draw is 4.95. Israel, after a big result against France, early on midweek, take on Belgium on tomorrow at 7:45 p.m. 6.70 Israel, the win. Belgium is 1.38. Draw is 5.10. The big one features Italy versus France on tomorrow at 7:45 as well. Italy to win is 2.70. France is 2.55. Draw is 3.25. I think Italy are yet to concede a goal in this competition. Somebody has to correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember seeing something like that. They have a very good defense. I think they have scored more goals than any other team playing the qualifier in their group or something like that. But they stay on top, 2.70. Italy to win, France 2.55, draw is 3.25. Portugal will be tested in Croatia when they are the visitors on Monday night, all 7:45 p.m. is the kickoff time. Croatia to win 3.10. Portugal is 2.20, draw is 3.25. Poland versus Scotland, Monday Night Football, 2.10. Poland to win. Scotland is 3.10, draw is 3.5. Then Serbia versus Denmark, 2.60. Serbia to win. Denmark is 2.65, draw is 3.15. A very familiar fixture in European football, Spain versus Switzerland on the 7:45 Monday night as well. Spain 1.45, Switzerland is 6.30, draw is 4.25. Well, that will do it for the UEFA Nations League fixtures. We also got some international fixtures coming up on Sunday with respect to the African Cup of Nations qualifier. But most of the teams have already confirmed their qualification already. Probably you need to know the 24 or 20, 23 teams that are going to qualify for the competition. But I must also have you informed that there will also be space for best losers. Okay, so for the moment, as it stands in the qualifying, Tunisia still on top of Group A, 10 points from 5 games. Comoros Island, the surprise packages of this qualifier in that group. They've also booked qualification. They are on 9 points with a 1 point adrift ahead of the final round of fixtures. Elsewhere, Morocco, 15 from 15, still on top and qualify in Group B. Gabon are in second on 7 points. Lesotho with a thin chance of qualifying on 4 points, goal difference of -4. Egypt, 13 points from the possible 15, have already qualified. Botswana in second on 7 points, near draw to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. Nigeria already qualified. Benin and Rwanda will battle for a place in the last qualifying round in Group D. Nigeria will host Libya. Is it Libya? No, let me get it correct. Libya will host Rwanda, Benin, Nigeria. So Nigeria will be playing at home to Rwanda, and Libya will host Benin. Okay, so it's still open. In Group E, Algeria and Equatorial Guinea already qualified. Liberia playing for Prague on Sunday, tomorrow against Algeria, while Equatorial Guinea will travel to Lomé to play Togo. In Group F, Angola on 13 points already qualified. Sudan need a single point to qualify ahead of Niger. They are currently on 7 points in Sudan. Zambia, former African champions, lead the way in this other group on 10 points and also have ensured qualification. That follows victory last time around. Ivory Coast are on 9 points. Both of the teams have already qualified. So the right who finishes in second first will be decided this weekend. Sierra Leone and Chad will play no follow part with respect to qualification. Chad at the bottom, Sierra Leone 5 points from a possible 15. They play Zambia in Monrovia at the SKD this weekend. DR Congo, 12 points from the possible 12 have already booked qualification. Guinea are in next, but they have played fewer games in this group, each 4 games at peace ahead of this weekend fixtures. Mali, 11 points from the possible 15 have already qualified. Mozambique are currently in second on 8 points, need only a single point to qualify ahead of Guinea-Bissau and Eswatini. In Group J, Cameroon on 11 points have booked their place alongside Zambia, but there's still one round of match to play. Kenya on 5 and Namibia on 1 point in this group. South Africa, 11 points. Uganda, 10. Both other teams have already qualified, playing to see who can finish on top. Senegal having qualified later on. They are 3 points ahead of Burkina Faso. Both of the teams have already qualified. They'll be playing in the last group match to see who finishes on top. Your quiz competition, can I confirm that it is ready? But the last thing I told you, you have to send a text message to 0777-553-994 to tell me that you want to participate in the quiz competition, and then we're going to call you. Okay, and I think only one person did send entry. Okay, one person did send entry, but because I think it is international break, so we will now do your quiz competition today. So in the second half of the program, I will look at the table for you, the leaderboard, and tell you who is on top, how many entries we've got so far, and who are the teams or the players that are on top of this qualifier. This is Sports Extra. My name is Ben Gagba. It's live to you on what? 96.1 and also on Prime 105.5. Stay there if you can right after this short break. When I come back, we'll talk domestic competition here in Liberia. We'll preview all the fixtures for you in the second division league. We'll also hear from George Weah, downtown forward, was someone off the bench to score a crucial second as downtown remain undefeated following a 2-0 victory over CC United. They are in action to the later at 4 p.m. Ghananville against Ghananville at Tusa Field. They are the only undefeated team in the second division. Wodogisi lead the way in this fleshling campaign of the second division, while impressive Jubilee are currently second.
Do you have what it takes to pretend a correct score of the top 10 weekend fixture? Moreover, introducing some Mark 10 where your pretension will win you big head over money. Play for free and pretend a correct score as a double but now score points and rank in the top 20 prediction of the month to earn even more cash reward. Don't miss it. Match 10, your prediction, your cash. But remember, terms and conditions apply. Are you ready to take the challenge of Max 10? Predict the correct scores for the top 10 weekend fixtures and win big. It's easy. It's free. Just log in at www.bettomax.com.lr and you are ready to play. Get your predictions in for a chance at the grand prize of $25,000. But it doesn't stop there. Climb the leaderboard by scoring points and finishing the top 20 predictions of the month to grab even more cash rewards. Max 10, predict, score, and win. But remember, terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. This is Sports X Extra with me, Ben Gagba, 0931 GMT. This is the correct time. Well, very briefly, Liberia FIFA assistant referee Joe Dodd has been selected amongst 58 referees for preparation training from the 4th to the 9th of December for the CHAN 2025 tournament. And this training will take place in Cairo, Egypt. Mr. Doe has been on CAF list of referees since 2019 as an assistant referee, and he will be attending his third major tournament on the continent. Following the preparatory training, Mr. Doe will be among 7 referees selected from West Africa to play at CHAN 2025, which will be hosted by the East Africans, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda in the month of February. Congratulations to our own FIFA batch referee. So there you have it. Let's now go to second division football here in Liberia, and you have a full program of matches on today, Sunday the 17th of November. You have the leader Wolo BC going up against Samira at the D12 field there in Nikutan. Kickoff time is at 4 p.m. Second place, Jubilee FC will play Philadelphia Lone Star at the SKD practice pitch. The kickoff is at 4 p.m. as well. Third place, Downtown FC, the only undefeated team in the second division so far, travel to Tusa Field to take on the hosts, Ghananville FC. Kickoff time there is at 4 p.m. on today. And then we'll have a couple of early kickoffs on today. Magibi will host NPA Angers at the Nancy Doe Stadium. 1 p.m. is the kickoff time. And elsewhere, junior professionals will welcome Pax FC at Tusa Field in a 1 p.m. kickoff. At the Dory Wayne Sports Stadium, second from bottom, NPA Sando will host District 17 in the second division in Cantar, and Mighty Enforcers, the bottom club, will welcome Nima Kwado in Kakata at the Nancy B. Dodd Stadium. Kickoff time to that fixture is at 4 p.m. And then talk about CC United versus Gompa FC at North Star Stadium in Manbakle. That will conclude the fixtures, for the second division this week. So, Wado gives you level on points with Jubilee 19 apiece after 8 rounds of matches, and Downtown are in third, a further point at Drift. Ghananville FC in fourth on 14 points, 4 points off the top 3 ahead of their meeting with Downtown. Ghananville had a meeting with Downtown today at Tusa Field. NPA Angers are in 5th on 13 points. At the bottom, Mighty Enforcers, 4 points after 8 rounds of matches. NPA Sino are currently second from bottom on 5 points, and Nima Kwado completes the last team that is in the relegation pit. 7 points, okay, but they do have a game in hand. Parks just hovering around the relegation zone on 7 points, and so is Philadelphia Lone Star currently in 12th on 8 points as well. So that's how the table looks like in the second division. We can have a chance then to hear from George Weah, Downtown FC forward off the bench, and he scored the winner in midweek as the SAR defeated CC United by 2-0.
It's good to be back after a long while. and I'm more excited to see my teammates cheering me. And that kind of brilliant goal. I feel so much grateful.
With Downtown this season, how do you remember the season so far? New teammates.
Yeah, the reception is welcoming, and then the mentality we have here is great. They know enough time to prepare, and in little time we are moving somewhere in the league. That it shows that we are ready. And to be honest, I made up my mind coming to this game. I realized that after a while, I haven't given my friend what they defend this. So I told it to myself that today game is going to be a different one. I'm sure when I called the case, my mind was focused, and I said I can do it no matter what the time. I'm going to do it. And see it, we happen. Friends, when I said a different job, we are that took 12 years to because you are the captain. If I said that job, we are that. I'm not joking. I'm ready. I got to make my friends cry.
Downtown forward George Weah, formerly of Club Beer, off the bench to score a wonderful second in the 94th minute of that match as Downtown kept their undefeated record to beat CC United by 2 goals to 0. My name is Ben. This is Sports Extra, live to you on Truth 96.1, also relay on that's 105.5. Well, there is an interview. I'd love for you to hear. I came last week following the Orange Cup first round matches in which Watanga secured passage to the next stage of the competition. And then after the game, um, Cooper Sano, give an interview to a Liberian sports journalist. I think the game was played at the SKT practice pitch, and then he had a chance to stand and answer a few questions, but he was interviewed by Fatumata Bari, and then he made some daring statement, and they'd say that come what may, you know, following that win in the Orange Cup, his team is going to win the league. Okay, that was a statement that raised concern from football pundits and other people who think that the statement wasn't in place. It doesn't show respect to his opponent. I mean, it raises concern about the legitimacy of the league and so forth. But let's have a chance, to hear what Cooper Sanan said, and then we'll talk to Webster Cassette on this subject matter.
Understanding that we got 26 games to play. One of 26 that we just played 4 or 5. Then we gave it up. We got, you know what you're talking about? We got 33 points outstanding. So even the first place up, tapping on 11 points. And we still got other games to play. So I can tell you for free today, it's a test. At the end of the season, if Makalada win the championship, one now coming to Super Summer. Today is a 10. Take it to the bank. If we don't win the championship, one now coming to Super Summer.
I want to hear this part again, Cooper Sana. Are you sure you are the one speaking? Is that we talk definitively in football? Let's see how Cooper Sana analyzing this thing.
So you the first place up, tapping on 11 points, and we still got other games to play. So I can tell you for free today is a test. At the end of the season, if Makalada win the championship, one now coming to Super Summer. Today is a 10. Take it to the bank. If we don't win the championship, one now coming to Super Summer. You are going. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I will talk to Webster Cassell on the subject matter, probably, even though it's not conventional, but maybe we'll solicit opinion, from followers of the show or their football pundit. What do you think of Cooper Sanon's statement? And was it right to say that, I mean, come what may, take this statement to the bank, he's going to win the league? I mean, Make no mistake, he's a very good coach, current an assistant to Tomoko Joe. They were the ones that engineered the one-year victory over Togo midweek at the start of the week. And he's won the league before with BYC, defunct BYC, I must mention. He's also won the league before with Watanga a couple of times. He got a rich CV. But do you have a coach to be speaking in the kind of form as he speaks? What happens? What is the thoughts of other people? I mean, if the coach can speak like that happens, especially after the first three round of matches. I recall that Watanga even filed a complaint that referee, what's it called, Emmanuel Mensah, did not see an encroachment in their 1-0 win, a 1-0 defeat against Discoveries at Tucson Field. There was a penalty call at the end of the game, and then there was an encroachment by Sam Mose inside the penalty box. And then the referee didn't see the goals to Copley was fouled and Mensah was suspended. And then secondly, another senior referee, Joel Doe, didn't see what looked to be a ball across the line against in a game in which Watanga, I think, played Liska or so. The game ended 1. But in the 15 minutes, that situation happened. But let's talk now to Webster Cassell. Webster Cassell is former editor of Inquirer newspaper, former secretary general of the Liberia Sports Writer Association, and he has an open mind when it comes to sports. Webster, let me say pleasant good morning. Welcome to Sports Extra on Truth FM.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on this morning.
Okay, this interview, this bizarre interview from Kupot Sana that he gave to Fatoumata Barry following Watanga's victory in the Orange Cup first round is what we're trying to put into perspective. You try raising issue on it. What do you think of it? Is it a genuine interview? Is it an interview that you are going to okay it as a football pundit and say, yeah, Kupot Sana is right for speaking the manner from which he spoke because he got confidence in his team. He's been at the top level before. He's won the championship. He's a top manager or top coach in Liberia. So you have every right to speak like the way he spoke.
So thank you for having me on, and thank you for allowing me to have my perspective on that recording, the interview. You know, I'd like to make a disclaimer this morning. I have no issue with Kupot Sana as a coach, as a person. I believe he's one of the best local coaches in our country. I believe he has the expertise, he has the technical know-how. When it comes to our local game, he knows the local content very well. But I also, in that direction, I also feel that he has been able to elevate to a very high level in this country. I think he's a CAP lesson B, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct.
At the level of CAP lesson B. And that's a very high standard on the continent. And I believe that interviews coming from him should be a little more refined in terms of how results in terms of describing results and the outcome of his game. I believe at the time he made the interview, it was the right time, but the content of the interview was wrong.
What's so much embedded in the content that makes it wrong? What are the fundamental principles that you think Mr. Sana violated?
Fundamentally, I believe that you see, when you get to a professional level like where Kupot Sana is, you do not just say anything in interviews. That's why you see professionally people tell you that we'll try to get there. We understand the challenges ahead. Our team is still together, strong. But when Kupot Sana says in his interview that mark the date today, the 10th of November, at the end of this league, we will win it. If we don't win, don't call me Kupot Sana again. He creates a different picture. His prediction is spelled on the integrity of the league. Number two, he shows complete disrespect to the other teams in the league. I believe somebody said it is expression of confidence in his team. I agree that people can express confidence. There are other ways to express confidence in your team. My team is good. My team, I believe that this team can make it to the end. But when you make a definite prediction about the league, the outcome of our league, it is scary. We are in a time where mass officials have been suspended in recent time, and Matanga as a club benefited from those decisions. I think two of those referees that were suspended were the ones who officiated their games. They complained, according to my information, I stand to be correct.
Yeah, but Watanga complained and decision. You said the benefit. I don't know how they benefited because how it was a suspension of two referees in the benefit Watanga. Watanga, the issue was that the game wasn't played the right way. The referee made some mistakes, and then decisions were taken, but the scoreline wasn't reversed.
Yeah, I agree. Scoreline wasn't reversed, but I think the decision taken now will now send a caveat to referees and other teams. Watanga have been able to complain and successfully got the referees were reprimanded. I also believe that those comments are not in the best interest of the league's integrity. We have
and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for punctuating, but that's what I want to highlight. Integrity. When you talk about integrity with respect to the comments that he made, what are you trying to pin? What sort of picture are you talking about?
He's prejudging. He's sending a copy. What he's doing is that he's prejudging. He's predicting the end result of our league when he should not be doing it. And that's why I wrote and I said he should apologize for that interview. And I think he slipped. He made a mistake. And as a professional coach all around the world, people like Copasano will come back to the media and say, listen, I did not mean this. This is what I meant. He needs to provide a clarity. And I have also asked him that the FA will be able to investigate what did he mean when he said count mark the day the 10th of November. If I don't win this week, don't call me Copasano again.
So just to punctuate you right there, Webster, I'm sorry, but at this juncture, what do you expect for the league, the administrator of the league, the Liberia Football Association, to do?
I expect that Copasano will be investigated and that he be made to retract that statement. Article 3 of the LFA Code of Conduct that govern the league speaks to people utterances when it comes to the integrity of the league. And I believe in my context of what I'm saying, if you look at that particular comment, it circulates and it forms is a violation of Article 3 of the LFA Code of Conduct. Article 8 of CAF Code of Conduct also is comments. They are all violating those articles within the rules. And the rule says if you violate them, there are consequences. I honestly believe in the framework of the laws, in the minds of the framework of the laws, that they wanted mass commissioners, they wanted coaches and administrators to govern their speeches in a way that show respect for the league, the outcome of the results, and those who govern the league.
But others have argued that Kupol have got so much more confidence in himself, and even though you are against it, but with respect to being a role model, I mean, he's shared football so well, like you said, one of the best coaches in Liberia, national team coach, serving for the second time as a deputy, this time as an interim deputy to Thomas Kojo. He's won the league before Watanga back to back. He's also won the league with BYC. What does the comment speak about with respect to him being a role model, considering that several young coaches coming up, can pick top coaches at that level as a role model?
And again, I mentioned that to him right out, that Copasano is a role model. And what he says today could impact the professional growth of other young coaches that look up to him and players. Now, what you do is that in that context, what you do, you will not honor any, you will not coerce, right? The journalists have a way to look for answers from you when you're in some predicaments or in some situation. I believe as professional as Copasano is, There are other ways he could have given the response to that question other than the way he said it. The way he said it was unprofessional. He slipped. He made a mistake. As a professional coach in this country, one of the best local coaches with a serious pedigree, and I think if anybody from the CAF level will listen to that recording, they will not just presuppose that he was overconfident with his team. They will also think that he is casting a doubt professionally on the integrity of the league.
Okay.
The league football is an integrity sport. When somebody says that in the results in the coming days, in the results have to go towards Watanga, there'll be a problem. We are protecting the league. We all must work towards protecting the integrity of our league. This league is very important that we protect the integrity of the league. Therefore, those comments cannot be coming from a professional or professional person in the Cooper Center. Therefore, I think you should retract that statement.
Okay.
You should apologize to the Liberian people, and you should also be able to reinstate the confidence in the integrity of the league.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you ever so much. Webster Cassette is former Secretary General of the Liberia of the Sports Writer Association of Liberia, speaking there to me on that subject matter with respect to Cooper Sanon's statement. We hear a few thoughts from our listeners out there on this subject matter, but let me say thanks ever so much to Webster. Welcome back to the show. This is Ben Gagba. You're listening to Sports Extra. Can you call me? Let's hear a few other comments. But before I take any of those comments, okay, let's hear from this person first. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, he's off the line. I just wanted to let's hear somebody that while Bennett. Christopher Walker. Hello, Chris. Yeah, Chris on the radio. This is Truth FM. We're discussing Cooper Sanon's statement he made following Watanga's passes to the second round of the Orange Cup.
For the program, listen to that interview that Coach Cooper Sanon. Yes, I can say he was unprofessional in his statement, but I have few counter reaction to Webster Cassell, a section about Sanon that his statement means on that club was the league whatsoever. First thing first, Cooper Sanon as a coach to come out at this moment to say he will win the league. Definitely at the end of the league, no one should call him Cooper. If you don't win the league, they should not call him Cooper Sanon. I think his statement was premature, but I don't think it has anything to do with the league. So as a professional coach, I think the one thing the LFA needs to do, and clubs also, is to have some refresher for coaches when it comes to how they engage the media. But Cooper Sanon, if you listen to that interview in totality, he said, looking at the league table, you see how many points we are as straight the league leaders. We have over 20 plus games to play. So I cannot bet my team up at this moment. He has a young team. He brought in young players. So if you see the games, he lost in the league. He lost 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0.
Controversial too.
Yes. So it shows that he feels his team to stay high and catch up with the league leaders. Because if you look at it, yeah, it's not too bad. But my thing is, there was a way people are put in to say the league is still on. We are still title contender. We are the defending champions. We will fight until the last day. Then you can say, oh yes, that was professional.
Okay.
So Western would say,
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but Chris, we all do agree that the statement from Cooper Sanon was very naive. He spoke so naively, and for his caliber, for the credentials he has, he should not be speaking like that as a coach. But you do not think that his statement, places a dark cloud on the credibility of the league?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think who have come from over 15 points and win the league. So you just play, I think, 5 games in the league. So just break your team up. It is bad for you. So if I am the manager or the president, I would sack you right away if you just break your team up. Case scenario. Robert say was the coach of BYC. BYC has a policy.
Mm-hmm.
On second, or you win the FA Cup with 5 games to go. Robert Martinez brought his team up and said they are out of the title race. The next month was fired by Robert Salih. So you cannot, at this point, you are the general on the front. If you let your two lines, we cannot win this battle anymore, then who are you as a general? So my thing is, he still has confidence in his players. He still has confidence in that team. They are young.
Okay.
It's just that the result is not coming now.
Thank you.
He can get the result. You still have.
Thank you, Chris. Chris Walcott is Vice President of the Sports Weather Association of Liberia. Front Page Africa's Front Page Africa's editor. But this is the interview that had been trending. Kupot Sana.
I'm the word. You got to the 6 games to play. All of the 6, if you get play 4 or 5, then you give it up. We got, you know what you're talking about? We got the 3 points outstanding. So even the first placer, talking on 11 points, I can still got all the games to play. So I can tell you for free today is the 5th. At the end of the season, if Matalada win the championship, one never coming to Super Summer. Today is the 10th. Take it to the bank. If we don't win the championship, one never coming to Super Summer.
This interview is going to stay around for a very, very long period of time. This is Sports Extra. My name is Ben. This program is proud and powered and sponsored by Liberia's #1 gaming company, Betamax. Okay, and I was trying to solicit opinion on this subject matter, and so I heard from 2 of the guys who have esteemed followers, of football in Liberia. They gave their perspective. Let's hear from one coach who's been doing so well in recent time. This is an old interview, I believe, and this is Mr. How do you call him? Mr. Teofila Jika. He's former coach of Maryland County. A couple of years in the county meet. He hosts a CAF B lessons. Okay, we can now hear from Teofila Jika. He was in charge of CC United last time around, last season, but then right now he's in charge of having 11. He's responding right after a 1-0 draw against Shakhtar FC.
Yeah, I was so confident in myself, with our team mentality. We were confident we were sure we would have won it today. Without disrespect to our opponents, I think they showed class in the afternoon or in the evening on the game day. They did extremely well. They stood up to us. The intensity of the game was high. A very good game for Shakhtar and a very good game from us as well. Sadly, we didn't win it, but I think we put up a very good performance. What was that? Well, I think we did everything we could. If I'm going to figure out something that did not happen, I think we did not extend our lead. Okay. Because Shakhtar sat back, and then they kept playing on the break. So we had to keep finding chances. And we did find chances. They made a couple of substitutions, came back strong. And they got an equalizer. Sheku Sharif, an excellent player. It's a plus for them. I don't think we were, form wanting in this game. I think we are putting everything we wanted to put in. Sadly, officiating today wasn't the best, but kudos to the referees. We look forward to the next game. What a good cancel. We consider a goal and look technically offside, but again, I'm not going to put my blame on the referee. I think my team played a fantastic game today.
That's Teofila Jika, coach at Having 11. They're speaking to the media for the win there. To use the word controversial 1-0 draw. He's claiming it was controversial, but I mean, he's not putting square blame on any referee. But I think both Webster Cassell and Christopher Walker struck very cool points that we must be at the stage in time of our game where the LFA has to place premier, on lecturing our coaches, how they respond to pre and post match press conferences. And I think the LFA has been doing so well on that occasion. All the coaches program that have been held in this country in recent time, there have been a segment from media, okay, and it's been lectured about the Liberia Football Association media department. But we can always try and do better. I mean, even with all the mistakes and so forth, there's always going to be the days going to get better. It was not an impressive interview, to be honest, from Kupot Sana. But what do you have? This has already happened. This is Liberia. We have to make progress and continue. My name is Ben Garpat Bailey. You go Global going to be back here next Saturday. Until then, always remember it's on Truth and Prime 105.5 FM. And this is Sports Extra powered by Labrador's #1 gaming company.